The following broadcast is a Universal Citizen media production and is not a Galactic Historian product. The facts and circumstances of this broadcast has been taken from hundreds of accounts of demonic possessions and exorcisms being performed. We at Universal Citizen Media strive for authenticity and have stuck true to the narrative of these accounts. Let he who is of strong heart seize, savor, and learn from this broadcast, and may the profane fall away, as even in the midst of a flood the fool remains thirsty.
The Reckoning of Felicity, Chapter 2, The Arrival of Exercitus. Felicity stood trembling on the edge of a new beginning as the full moon rose high above the dilapidated cityscape. That night, under a silvery sky, she had performed the ritual, a decades-old incantation passed down through whispered lore. The ritual, intended to invoke hidden energies, set in motion a chain of events that would both uplift and burden her. In the immediate aftermath, a shimmering array of lights danced across her cramped apartment, infusing every shadow with otherworldly brilliance. The atmosphere was charged with an energy that transcended time as unseen presences made themselves known. As dawn broke and soft rays filtered through stained glass, Felicity felt a mysterious stirring in the depths of her soul. The transcendent energy left an indelible mark on her creativity. Each inhaled breath seemed laced with the power of ancient memories, and every exhalation carried hints of forgotten miracles. In the quiet moments of reflection, subtle voices promised inspiration that no mortal mind had ever known. In the days that followed, unexpected gifts began to rain upon her. Little by little, Felicity found herself in the midst of a creative renaissance. Her paintings, once modest in execution, soared in expression. Each brushstroke held a vibrant intensity, as if guided by unseen hands. Financial success arrived like an unwelcome but persuasive ally. Commissions multiplied, and local galleries clamored to showcase her work. Invitations to high society events flowed, and whispers of her unique gifts spread like wildfire. Felicity reveled in the newfound attention, basking in the limelight while contentedly ignoring nagging doubts. One misty evening, amid the soft hum of a late autumn wind, the true nature of her benefactors revealed itself. The specters, collectively known as Exercitus, materialized slowly in the corners of her studio. Their appearance was subtle, a flicker in the mirror, a soft murmur in the quiet, but their presence was unmistakable. One figure in particular, slender and cloaked in ephemeral light, approached her with silent authority. Its voice resonated in a language not entirely human, extolling the virtues of artistic destiny while hinting at relentless obligations. The spirits claimed to have chosen her as their channel, promising endless inspiration and the promise of opulent fortune. But embedded in their words was a cryptic reminder that every boon required an unseen sacrifice. As Felicity's renown grew, so too did the subtle signs of Exercitus's influence. Late nights found her poring over sketches and unfinished canvases, disturbed by fleeting images, a silhouette behind a curtain, an unfamiliar symbol scrawled on a scrap of paper. Her creative process became a dialogue, a silent exchange with ancient forces that elevated her art to mythic dimensions. At crowded gallery openings, while admirers marveled at the transcendent quality of her work, Felicity sensed a backdrop of somber intent. Every success was tinged with an echo of forewarning, a reminder that the exuberance of her talent was underwritten by an arcane contract that few had ever dared to understand. Felicity's recollection of the ritual that fateful night grew sharper with each passing day. The ritual's details, the flickering candles, the resonant hum of incantations, the momentary convergence of the mortal and the divine, replayed in her mind with both wonder and disquiet. Although the immediate aftermath had granted her a torrent of inspiration and wealth, she began to notice the less obvious costs: lingering fatigue, dreams haunted by cryptic symbols, and a persistent chime in the recesses of her consciousness. Exercitus, as benevolent as they appeared, demanded a constant contribution. A piece of her spirit, a fraction of her inner light, now bound irrevocably to their supernatural ledger. Over time, Felicity's studio morphed into a crossroads between the natural realm and the spectral unknown. The once mundane corners of her workspace became stages for inexplicable phenomena. Emanations of light, subtle as whispers, glided over her canvases, infusing them with a life that defied human explanation. Conversations with acquaintances about mundane events gradually gave way to anecdotes steeped in mystery. The city itself seemed to pulse with hidden energy. Shadows lengthened in odd patterns, and fleeting glimpses of figures in period clothing appeared in reflections. As her artistic and financial fortunes soared, so too did a quiet tension, a palpable reminder of the enigmatic price embedded in her new reality. In public, Felicity was lauded as a prodigy, her name synonymous with innovation and brilliance. The lights of success shone brilliantly, drawing both laurels and envy. Extravagant soirees, refined dinners, and glittering social events became the backdrop to her public life, each moment laden with both celebration and caution. Yet behind the laughter and applause, the spectral influence of Exercitus wove an invisible net of expectation. In moments of solitude, when the accolades faded into silence, she felt the weight of her pact. The ethereal whispers that once promised creative freedom now carried an undertone of relentless demand, ensuring that her ascent into greatness was irrevocably tethered to the unseen and eternal will of the spirits. The duality of Felicity's existence grew ever more pronounced. Daylight celebrated her triumphs with brilliant displays of color and life, while the darkness revealed unsettling truths. Unexplained apparitions made nocturnal visits. A reflection, a shadow, or even a hinted shape in the fog outside her window reminded her that every victory was shadowed by the demands of Exercitus. Her heart, once unburdened by this spectral alliance, now beat in cautious rhythm with the silent charges of power and cost. Each day was a delicate balancing act, a dance between the luminous promise of success and the looming threat of a price too high to fully grasp. One particularly stormy night, as winds battered the windows and rain drummed a rhythmic chorus, Felicity's internal conflict reached a crescendo. Upon returning home from an evening filled with accolades and admiration, she discovered that her haven was not as secure as it had once seemed. Ethereal motes gathered in the corners of her quiet living room, coalescing into spectral forms that moved in deliberate, almost sorrowful patterns. In that haunting moment, reality intertwined with nightmare, and the true cost of her deal with Exercitus became viscerally apparent. The spirits, with voices both soft and insistent, reminded her that every splendor was inextricably linked to sacrifice. Undeterred by the emerging specters of doubt, Felicity plunged deeper into her transformative path. Embracing the dual nature of her fortune, she allowed the oscillation between opulence and ominous warnings to guide her creative process. Her art, now a tapestry of light and shadow, evoked not merely beauty, but also the silent despair of an unspoken debt. The city, resonant with the echoes of old magic and modern ambition, bore witness to her struggle, a struggle that pulled her ever further from ordinary existence and into realms where every step forward carried unseen weight. In quiet moments when the world slumbered and only the whisper of winds prevailed, Felicity would sit surrounded by her creations. Each piece of art sang of a story both triumphant and tragic. Neighbors and visitors marveled at the surreal quality of her work, unaware of the invisible threads connecting her soul to Exercitus. The ancient spirits, though silent in their disposition, orchestrated a symphony of fate and fortune. With every new commission, every exhibition, the spectral imprint grew stronger, a delicate yet persistent reminder that her burgeoning success was a double-edged sword. As twilight enveloped her world, Felicity wrestled with doubts that crept in like unwelcome shadows. Amid sketches and solitary reflections, the ethereal forces communicated in riddled murmurs. The interplay of luminous success and encroaching darkness left her questioning the true nature of her pact. Nonetheless, with unwavering resolve, she chose to continue along the path, savoring each moment of brilliance even as latent perils lurked in the corners of her mind. A final calm before any irrevocable shift enveloped Felicity as new layers of existence unfurled around her. In the muted glow of twilight, the mingling of daily routine with supernatural intervention crafted a narrative rich with triumph and latent trepidation. Familiar objects in her sanctuary took on an air of sacred significance, as if touched by unseen hands. Every eerie sound and shifting shadow in her home testified to a deeper, mystic contract. Determined to document each experience, she began chronicling dreams and spectral visits, hoping one day to decipher Exercitus' hidden ledger. Though inspired by triumph, she remained acutely aware that every blessing demanded a corresponding sacrifice. Beyond the confines of her studio, the world pulsed with renewed vibrancy. Streets once mundane now shimmered with hints of magic. Felicity's life, interwoven with fate and supernatural guidance, evolved into a rich tapestry where modern ambition danced with ancient powers. Unexplained coincidences abounded. Lost items reappeared, and strangers marveled at mysterious happenings. The delicate balance between luminous success and the dark promises of Exercitus held firm, leaving Felicity in a state of perpetual, transformative flux.
Invocation to Paimon, who art in the realm of wisdom, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom of knowledge come, thy dominion in the shadows as it is in the light. Grant us this day insight and see. Forgive us our doubts, as we seek to understand. With this lead us. Lead us not into ignorance, but deliver us through the pathways of understanding. For thine is the power, the glory of enlightenment, forever and ever. Aset.
You owe us. You owe us. You owe us. You owe us. You owe us.
Hey guys, this is David Hurd, just letting you guys know that we've completed 2 online stores for your convenience and for your budget. The first is our software store, which is at shop.onexa.com. We've grouped all the AI tools that we've created, including a tool that will allow you to actually create employees for your business. The second is the shop.arsessentia.org store, where you can buy merchandise as well as self-improvement courses for yourself. These courses are internationally accredited by world bodies such as the Yoga Alliance, the International Association of Counselors and Therapists, and so on. Yeah, guys, so just check out our store and let us know what you think. And remember, if there's anything that you don't see in the store, we can absolutely custom build these tools for you. So if your business has a specific absolute requirement, we can build stuff for you from scratch. Okay? Check out our store, guys, and let us know what you think. Take care.